why are you choosing to drink it to enjoy when you know the effects of it are detrimental?
Yeah, me drinking is fun. That's guaranteed fun, every time. To help build community. Alcohol is great for you. It's great for social anxiety. It's great for helping you socialise if you're not used to it. It's great for helping you look like you're a bit of normal, and it helps your brain work in different ways to see different perspectives of things. If you drink cheap vodka, you can fit in with the bums on the street.
Drinking to change your brain chemistry. Why are they drinking?
It's a celebration to build community.
No, but you can actually do that over having a meal.
Could.
Going for Bible study. Like having a... No.
I definitely think
Do you think alcohol should be illegal or banned?
no way.
They don't ban it. Regulate it.
It helps anything.
You're weak.
It is fun. It's very fun.
I think no drugs control it. Okay, if it's a plant, just don't fucking smoke it. If there's like weed there, you don't have to go and grind it up and...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hammad Chaudhry's Debates. Straight off the bat, is alcohol good for you in any situation or any scenario? Go.
Most definitely. Not all situations, obviously, but alcohol is great for you. It's great for social anxiety. It's great for helping you socialise if you're not used to it. It's great for helping you look like you're a bit of normal, and it helps your brain work in different ways to see different perspectives of things. It's also a really great way to find out if you fit into a certain class of people. If you drink really expensive wine and you understand it, you can fit in with people that have lots of money. If you drink cheap vodka, you can fit in with the bums on the street.
How's it going? Well,
What do you have to say to this?
It's cope. Alcohol is a coping mechanism. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your liver. It's bad for your psychological health as well. I mean, you said social situations. If there is a difficult social situation, you just have to face it. Go out there, get shot down, get rejected. Go out there, feel anxious. At least if you're sober, you can like understand your emotions and process it and actually take everything in. It might take you a few weeks, a few years to actually get over all those, all that anxiety and all that, the stress that comes with socializing. But drinking to change your brain chemistry, to change your psychology and your physiology, just to be around other people, that's a shortcut. That's a cop-out, man.
What about using it as a fun for enjoyment when you're doing things that you don't normally do? Like if you're doing something that's a little bit dangerous, like skateboarding, and you know you can do a trick, you can figure it out, you have a little bit of alcohol in your system and your friends everyone gets a bit more happier, everyone cheers you on, so you try a little bit harder, you get a bit more effort in, you get a little bit less scared. Would it be bad in that situation?
Face your fears. If it's tough or if it's not fun, just go and do it. Try it. Just give it a shot. You don't need to be drunk to somehow trick yourself into being like, oh, this is nice because moving on. And also, if you're skateboarding when you're drunk, chances are you're gonna get hit your head.
You're skateboarding, you're gonna get hurt anyway.
So what you're saying is that alcohol is a coping mechanism covering up the underlying emotions of anxiety and stress.
Absolutely.
And you're saying
that's
that
literally
you need to have these things so that you can get over it. Are you actually truly ever getting over those emotions, or are you just masking and pushing them away?
I don't think it's you have to have them. It's if you want to have them. If you're constantly drinking, then you are masking it. You are avoiding whatever it is.
What's your definition of constant?
Every day.
Every day?
Or every time you're in the same situation. Like
do you drink every day?
No way.
How much times a week do you drink?
I would drink like once a fortnight.
Once a fortnight?
Once a fortnight, yeah. Okay. So like I have my kids 50-50, so for 1 week I don't drink at all around my kids. There's no reason to.
Yep.
And then the week I've got work, and then I've got a weekend. I'm like, this is going to be a fun weekend. I'm going to drink and do some other stuff. But I won't use it as always. Like I do comedy as well. And knowing that if you're going to drink every time you're doing comedy, you're not going to learn how to do comedy without the drinking. But doing it with comedy sometimes is you can make your brain work in different capacities. So I've tested this, go out sober with an idea and try it on stage and see how it goes, and then try it with a couple of drinks, and you'll see little lined pathways of lines of jokes come out that you didn't see before that only come because you can go, oh, my brain's kind of like shutting off this stuff and letting this flow through.
So you're essentially altering your consciousness to tap into more creativity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Do you think at the cost of your health that's worth it?
No.
Why not?
It's not. You just like rather than get to that sort of state or to those sort of conclusions naturally, you have to force
How would you do it
yourself to
naturally?
that. Sorry?
How would you do it naturally?
If you give something enough time, enough effort, enough practice, it just happens. You know what I mean? Like if you're conscious about it and you're like, okay, I'm holding things back because I'm not drinking and stuff. If you just give it time and you realize and you accept and acknowledge the fact that you're holding things back, eventually you will find a way to overcome that. It's just how human psychology works. And this is literally like, you have psychiatrists and stuff who say that the same sort of psychological principles apply to everyone. And if I can just go back to something you asked him earlier, I used to drink every day, like literally every day. And just because I used to do it and because I didn't have control, with my impulses, like, I'm not using that as a way to say that, other people should also be prohibited from it. That was my choice. And it was a silly choice to have. But it's until I stopped drinking that then I realized, okay, why am I drinking every day? Or why am I drinking these times? Yeah, I'm drinking because I don't want to face like the actual like low self-esteem and like the sort of low self-worth that I had. So I drink to mask it up, go out, talk to people, put on that sort of like face, like a false persona and a mask. At least that's what I was doing. But I actually noticed this with many people who drink. It's like,
But do you think it's
go
all
to a
people?
club. Many people. Many
But not
people.
all.
Sorry?
But not all.
I mean, you can't say like, you can't generalize all for, any sort of like argument or any sort of situation or, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, when you like go to clubs and stuff, like you'll sometimes see people there who are like extremely energetic and, out there and stuff because they're drinking and they'll be out, but you see those same people outside the club and
That's because they're
Oh,
in
yeah,
different
come on,
concepts,
man,
different environments as well.
It's-
Like
it's
in a
certainly
club,
alcohol as well.
screaming, dancing, yelling is normal. But if you're doing it in the street, you look like a lunatic.
No,
So
but
you're
like, it's like the same way. Like I still go clubbing. I love market grounds and all these places when I'm sober. And I personally enjoy it
Sober?
more. Yeah,
Whoa.
absolutely, dude. And it's like I feel like I'm like more like in control of myself. I can talk to people easily, go and approach people and stuff like that when I'm sober. But you'll see many people like as they walk in, they'll be very tired and stuff. Like, which is fine. Like I'm not gonna knock people down for that. But the moment they get a few drinks in, that's when people like start getting up, and you're like, it's because that's literally what alcohol does. It lowers your inhibitions. Your inhibitions are a natural thing that all humans have. All these like sort of barriers you build up because of trauma you've faced and because of things you're trying to overcome. Why not just overcome that naturally? Put in the work, man. It's like people say that there's a mental health crisis in the world. Young people feel like this. Young people feel like that. Why do you think that is? There are many things, but all of those sort of principles apply the same way that alcohol applies. That you're not using it, or rather, you're using it just to cope and like to. Just like get rid
What
of
do you
those
think of the
negative
people
emotions.
that don't use it as a coping mechanism, that don't think they're using it as a coping mechanism at all? They just go, you know what, I enjoy this, it's a bit of fun. Or like they like to have a little bit with dinner, or it tastes great with something else. What do you think about that as opposed to just a coping mechanism?
So there's some people who have wine with their dinner, and there's some people who have dinner with their wine. What's the difference between that? The people like who are having wine with their dinner, just drink it because they want to taste it and stuff like that. That's a whole different story. And like there are very few people who do that. But
Is it a different story though? Because it does increase enjoyment.
yeah, it's like if you're like pairing wine with your food, or even like if you're drinking beers and stuff, maybe 1 or 2 pints in the evening. That's one thing. But who actually goes out just to have 1 pint? Come on.
Heaps of people, especially wines with dinner. 1 or 2 wines with dinner is
Yeah,
very
but
common.
like that's like very, very, very few people. When you're talking about like alcohol consumption and stuff, that's mostly people just drinking to
Right.
get it on sort of stuff. So.
Is alcohol detrimental to your health?
It is if you abuse it. Like
If you
anything.
abuse it.
If you abuse anything,
Is it good for you? Like, as in the sense that if you were to have a beer a day, is that good for you?
I don't think a beer a day is good for you. It's consistent consumption, which is never great for anything.
And what does that do to you?
What, a beer a day?
Yeah.
I don't know what it does to your body exactly, but I can't imagine it's going to be great. It's going to build up your tolerance to beer. So therefore, if you were to try to get a little bit more tipsy, you're going to have to drink more. And the more you have to drink, the more damage it's going to do in one period. But in the same thing, if your body gets used to it, it's the same as building a muscle.
It's the relation to carbohydrate insensitivity and insulin response as well. So when you have a carbohydrate coming in like a beer a day, your insulin sensitivity goes down, which means higher risk of diabetes. But then you also have the transfer of alcohol to acetaldehyde, which is a poison that gets broken down in the body as well.
Right. I think the question then comes to, if there is this drink that has adverse effects on your body, why are you choosing to drink it to enjoy when you know the effects of it are detrimental?
because the effects are better than saying that everything I put into my body is the best. So let's just say I eat perfectly healthy all day, every day. Everything I eat is great. I never have any fizzy drink. I never eat chocolate. I never have sugar.
Is that something you do?
I definitely eat sugar and junk food and stuff, not all the time, but I'm a little
So
bit now.
are you speaking about a hypothetical individual, or are you speaking about
Yeah, so
yourself?
I'm saying if a hypothetical individual was completely healthy in every other way, and they were to go, oh, I'm putting a little bit of poison in my body, you could understand them saying, that's not
So
something
you agree
I'll
it's a
do."
poison?
It is. Everything is a poison. Sugar's a poison. You know?
Yeah, but like an apple wouldn't be a poison, would it?
Sugar is still a poison. If you overdo sugar,
What about
you get
oxygen?
overweight,
What about
you get
oxygen?
diabetes, you die.
What about oxygen?
The same as you over suck in oxygen, you can
No,
knock
but
yourself out and die.
in any just moderate amounts, like if you just
Well,
breathing oxygen.
No, I wouldn't call it poison. I wouldn't call alcohol poison in moderate amounts. Because
But it does do effects to your body.
it does affect your body, but everything you put into your body affects your body, whether it be good or bad. It's just a matter of what you choose is going to be your poison per se, you know? If some people go, oh, I like a bit of alcohol, that's a bit of fun, but I don't overdo it. I don't do it all the time. You know, I would call myself a compulsive binge drinker. So I'll binge drink and then I won't do anything. And I know that can have really bad effects, but I also know that if I take a month off of drinking completely in carbs, my liver will completely fix itself. I've done the blood test on myself, I tested it, my liver count went up to 75, and I said to,
Enzymes?
yeah,
Enzymes?
yeah, like whatever the blood thing is, 75, which is over. That's starting to get to a point where it can be really bad. I said, doctor, I'm just not going to drink, I'm not going to have any carbs, I'm just going to eat meat for a month and see what happens. Within that month, it dropped down to 6.
Right.
And he goes, all right, well, that fixed it. You don't have to worry about this anymore again.
But the thing is, what fixed it?
They're not having it.
Not drinking it.
But that's because I was going too hard. I was drinking too much. I was drinking too often. I was probably like once a week I would drink and I'd binge drink.
Well, what's your alcohol choice?
Spirits.
Spirits.
Yeah.
Mixed?
Yeah. Which is even worse because drinking with Coke, the rum and Coke, the Coke itself is probably as bad as the alcohol itself.
How ironic is it that spirits kill your spirituality? But, you know,
Isn't that why they call it that, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought there was like an underlying meaning behind why it's called spirits.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But it's just like the stuff you asked about, like adverse health effects, that why do people still choose it? Short-term pleasures. And what comes with short-term pleasures and benefits? Long-term problems. So if you're drinking
But
just
it's
to like
really worth
feel
out.
easy in like a social situation and stuff, you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna end up using alcohol as a emotional and a social crutch.
I disagree. I'm 36. I don't use it as an emotional and social crutch. I don't have to. I can go out without it. I don't have to use it. I choose to because I go, that's fine.
On the flip side of both of your arguments, is there any situation where you would advocate to drink alcohol?
No.
None at all. If you're a twiggy little guy that needs a little bit of confidence, needs to talk to that girl, needs to do whatever, get that deal, there's no situation.
No. If I've been that dweeby guy who couldn't go and talk to a girl, and you know what I had to do with it? Was ask myself, okay, why can't I do this? Drinking and like feeling confident, like putting on that sort of fake persona. I used to do that, like where I'd drink and I'd be like, you know, like you start feeling like, yeah, you have like,
What do you mean by fake persona? Like,
because when you're drinking, you're lowering your inhibitions. Your inhibitions are who you are. That's like what your psychology is. You know what I mean? Like the sort of presumptions and the sort of stories you made up in your head. That's who makes you who you are when you're sober. When you're drinking, like you're closing all of that off. You're basically using an artificial substance to overcome all of that. It's like a fake sort of
then
medication.
who are you when you do drink? Like, isn't that just a deeper layer of who you could be in your psychology?
You're a drunk version of yourself.
Which
So
is still a version of
basically-
yourself, as
Sorry?
you're saying. It's still a version
No,
of
but-
yourself.
The question is it a high quality version of yourself?
No,
Is it a version of
absolutely not,
yourself
dude.
that you want to offer the world?
Absolutely not, dude.
Yes, most definitely.
You want to offer
For me,
that?
I'll offer that. That is a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, me drinking is fun.
If-
It's guaranteed fun. Every time.
I'll ask you, I mean, I'm 27, probably the youngest guy here. You guys are older than me. And I'll ask you this because you guys are older, you know this, that...
You assume my age.
That's
Excuse me,
ageist.
gender as well. So the thing is, right, what would you rather have? You being who you are, and this is not a knock at you or anything, but like drinking to feel better and like just drinking and getting drunk and showing that version of yourself, or would you rather be the version of yourself that's actually been through shit, you've actually suffered to like overcome issues, you've been knocked down, you've been rejected, and then you end up understanding that like that's not who you are, and
But why
actually
not
is it
both?
putting that the hard work in, going through all those sort of hurdles and overcoming them. What would you rather be, the one who's drinking for the short-term gratification and the short-term, sense of pleasure, or would you rather be the one who's actually did through all of that and you have better stories and you have
My
a
understanding,
better sense of self?
my understanding of that is removing all pleasure from your life to try and make pleasure for the future, right? Which is you're going, if you try and give yourself short-term pleasure, you lose long-term.
Absolutely.
But if you have no pleasure in the short term, what pleasure are you going to have in the long term? All you've done is made yourself suffer so you can eventually not suffer?
No.
I want to know a scenario or situation that could be increased with enjoyment from drinking, and from your side, 5. Did I give the number?
No,
Yeah,
you didn't.
okay. 5 situations on either side where it could be increased enjoyment by not drinking.
I'll
So
give you
with-
one and then you tell me the reason why it's not good.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
How about that?
a rebuttal.
Alright.
First reason.
So, to help build community. If you're after a big day at work, after a big game of any kind of team sport, going out and having a drink afterwards, all the teammates or all the workmates, everything helps build a community. It helps people feel a little bit different and out of the normal realm they're in. Like if you're at work, you're never ever going to say any weird shit around your workmates at work. You'll worry about everything. But a couple of drinks, you might find out you actually really communicate on a different level and really love some stuff because you're willing to release it a bit more because you've had a couple of drinks.
Rebuttal.
Do you have to drink for that? Really?
Not everyone, but some people do.
Some people, but again, why are they drinking?
It's a celebration to build community.
No, but you can actually do that over having a meal,
Good.
going for Bible study, or like having a. No. Okay, look, I'll actually tell you, I'm from Kenya, right? Things are hard there for people, but you know what actually brings people together there? When you see people like smiling and enjoying it. On a Sunday, everyone there goes to church. It makes them.
They're all going
That's
somewhere
a
for
real
mutual
community,
thing.
though. Yeah, but it doesn't have to like revolve around drinking, does it? Drinking is again.
Doesn't have to, but it can help build.
You can build a community over anything. Debating like
The
this.
debate's around alcohol, so
Yeah.
we keep it
Yeah.
there.
But
Yeah, I mean, alcohol at the
yeah.
end of something great helps it be a little bit better as a celebration.
But why not be sober in your thoughts in the present moment and actually discussing that? You don't have to drink and.
Because usually while you're creating whatever it is you're doing in that whole time you are sober. So it's a way to change your perspective afterwards and your perceptions.
Right.
Let's move on to the next
Yeah.
one. Second one from yourself, Raoul, about how not drinking could increase a situation of enjoyment.
Yeah. Again, well, it doesn't always have to be about enjoyment, but still, it's like, okay, if you're around people and you're anxious, what's actually better, just drinking and then going and talking to people because you're drunk, or being a bit anxious, recognizing what sort of thought patterns or what's holding you back, and then deconstructing it, taking time to deconstruct it, and then going back maybe even a few months later, a changed person who's actually has a better sense of self. You'll be much more confident. You're going to be less prone to people putting you down or like feeling out of place. That's actually better though, isn't it? It might not sound fun. It might not sound all hey.
What if that person?
Why can't you do both?
Yeah. What if that person doesn't have any underlying anxieties, depression, any emotional trauma? That person's a fully healed person, and then they choose to have alcohol every time they go out, or majority of the times when they do go out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't need that. If you're like naturally introverted or something like that.
It's not an argument about needing alcohol, it's about having it and enjoying it. Like I'm not saying if you need alcohol, you probably have some problems you need to fix. But if you enjoy it and you want to do it, why not?
It's bad for your health. Think about that.
But in moderation, it's not.
Steady
It's a
as well.
fixable thing. And if you're not perfectly healthy in every other aspect, why is this one thing a little bit worse?
It's literally poison.
Yeah, but so is smoking, so is sugar.
That's bad. Sugar is bad, but like, dude, you can't compare sugar and alcohol. Come on.
You definitely
They
can.
literally processes the same thing in their blood.
Okay,
But we're not debating. We're not debating sugar or
Yeah, that's what I'm
cigarettes.
saying,
We're
but like
debating
saying it's-
alcohol.
yeah, saying it's a poison.
Why wouldn't you compare it to something else like a hike, or you're choosing very specific things.
Or
to
just
compare.
like just like
You
talking
can do
like
both.
this,
I'm not
or,
like
you know.
drinking all day every day is not good, but every now and then, perfectly fine.
I think something to settle that little dispute, is a hangover worth it?
Depends on the severity of the hangover. Because I have had hangovers that go, you need to really cut this out. Like there has been hangovers that you sit in and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm an idiot.
But you still end up doing it again.
Not to that degree. Like I've had some hangovers where I'm like, you stop, that's it, you're an idiot.
So because alcohol isn't good.
Sometimes you gotta push yourself to realise that it's not that great. But in saying that, I'm not drinking every time to have a hangover like that. Like I won't have bad hangovers very often.
Okay, but as for like people who have a hangover on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, like, oh man, this isn't good. It doesn't feel nice. Hangovers are disgusting. But then they'll still go and drink the next weekend for the hangover. Why? It's because I feel, and like even like with many insecurities, deep down you feel like, oh, you know what? I'm not strong enough to be like, hey man, I don't want to drink. You just end up drinking because you don't have a sense of self. You literally drink and be okay with feeling shit just for that split moment, just to feel like a bit of pleasure and a bit of just like alleviate a bit of anxiety.
Being good with being hungover, and there has been times where I'm like, I know I'm going to be hungover tomorrow, and I'm fine with that.
So you literally put your body through that pain, that suffering.
It's like exercising to its peak, you know? You know you're going to be hurt.
Oh, but that's a whole different sort of.
It's just a way of looking at it, right? Like if you are willing to do things that will equal pain because you know there's a benefit out of it, that's the way I see it. I see the benefit before, the suffering afterwards. I know the suffering is going to happen, but I'm like, I'm going to enjoy it before.
But that's not a suffering that like builds character or makes you understand things better. That's just a.
I don't know about the. I definitely think a hangover will build character, for sure. That is. If you know that's going to happen, and you're willing to put yourself through it, that is a bit of character building.
I think there's a quality to distinguish what type of pain there is. There's qualities of pain.
Yeah.
So like going to the gym and tearing your muscles and then rebuilding that up with a healthy diet, that's a good quality of pain. But if you're doing something that's detrimental to your health and the next day you're in pain because of that, that's a much more lower quality from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But at the same time, I see his point of view where he says, hey, you should just be able to go out and have one drink. Like, why is that so bad? Like, why are you so against people just going out and having a drink?
No, I'm not like against people going out and just having one drink. That's okay, you're having one drink, but it doesn't end at one drink, or does it for so many people? Alcohol ends up like, it's just like whole like sort of a social expectation for
What do you think about parents
people.
giving their kids drinks? Who are, teens ranging from 15 to 21?
Why though? Like, why do you want to have your kids drink this and potentially have them like form a habit of drinking this shit? I don't get it, man. It's like
I don't see promotion of alcohol to teenagers or young adults as a great thing. I understand that when you're around your friends as a teenager and adult, you're going to get sucked into that stuff. But I don't think promoting it as an adult to kids is a great move. Like I used to have an alcohol cabinet in my house with all the really expensive stuff that I really loved. And I was all proud of like, yeah, this is the stuff I drink and stuff. And then one day, a light bulb clicked. I was like, I'm bragging about alcohol in my house that my kids live in. Like this isn't promoting something that's going to go, this is the best thing to do. So I got rid of the alcohol cabinet. Because you don't need a display cabinet of things you drink or things you consume. Doesn't mean it can't be fun, but I don't think promoting it is a bonus. I don't think there's any real thing going, yeah, beer with your dinner's great. Like, I don't see a benefit to that for kids.
Do you think alcohol should be illegal or banned?
No way.
No way.
No way. If you take things away from people, all you're doing is creating a reason to punish them for things they want to do. They're going to do it anyway. Like, when there was Prohibition, what happened? They just became massive gangsters like Al Capone. They're still going to drink. People are going to do things they want to do. Drugs are still rampant throughout the world. The war on drugs has done absolutely nothing. Because if people want to do it, they will find a way. And if you take that away from them, all you're doing is creating more hidden things happening somewhere else.
Yeah, like I don't think alcohol should be banned as such, or like make it illegal. Because first of all, there's the whole thing about like freedoms and stuff, like withholding things from people. But look at vapes. Those things have been made illegal. People are still smuggling it in. It's disgusting. Just go and eat a fucking real blueberry. But either way, with like alcohol as well, I don't think you should ban it. I mean, people have been drinking and stuff, but don't ban it. Regulate it. But now that's a different argument. That obviously we know when they say regulate it, they're just going to put more taxes on it. people are just gonna fucking spend their fucking week's paycheck on more drinks and stuff like that. That's not good. But don't ban it, like regulate it.
It's already regulated. It's taxed to the max in
Yeah,
Australia.
but like when we say regulation, people are like, that's the thing, governments and stuff just gonna increase the tax when they get more money, but
Well, we're probably
I think just discourage it, man. To an extent, shame it, I think.
I don't think
for
shaming
drinking.
helps anything.
Shame on it.
Providing help is better than shaming. Like if you were to take the tax dollars that are spent from alcohol and put them into rehabs for people that, you know,
Yeah, but like that's
as
like,
opposed to going,
that's
"You
like,
suck."
yeah, no, but like that's like, yeah, you're allowing people to drink, get into that sort of thing, and then help them. Then no, shaming is a big good.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
agree.
Yeah, it's like be like, oh,
What do you mean by shaming? Like throwing tomatoes at him, or like?
no, it's like just like being like, oh, yeah, it's just like. It's like, oh, someone needs to drink to feel confident. Someone's not okay with feeling less, or like, oh, someone's not okay with,
So you think
with feeling weak.
So you
It's
think
just-
that when he's drinking, he's feeling less, he's feeling not confident, and he's doing it too.
Not him. Well, you know, obviously I know him, but like many people, as I'm saying, they are like that. Just go like, hey man, like, or hey girl, do you actually feel that less about yourself that like you're not even okay with feeling uncomfortable?
You want to tell a drunk
You're weak!
bitch this?
What's that?
We'll go down to Northbridge. You can tell a bunch of white girls that. Drunk.
That could actually work in your favor because, as we all know, never mind, we don't.
You're gonna start nagging bitches to
Sorry?
get
It's a bit of manipulation.
What do you mean?
That's not going to make a podcast.
I'll tell you, I was like talking to this one girl yesterday. She was very nice, very pretty, and I was like, oh, she's really good. You know what I asked her? I was like, oh, what do you do for fun? And she just blanked out, and I'm like, there we go, got her.
She blacked out. She was already drinking.
No, she blanked out. She was like, what do I do for fun? Nothing.
Some people like
You know,
assume
that's-
with
that's-
family.
So you were out there to actually get her, though.
Huh? What's that?
So you were out there to actually get her. It sounds like you said like I got her, like you were there to get her.
No. It's just I asked her, oh, what do you do for fun? And she couldn't answer it. But it's like, oh yeah, just go out and drink with my friends. You're like, that's not fun. That's just everyone does that.
It is
do a
fun.
hobby instead.
It's very fun.
Or something.
I think look,
Yeah, things are a bit sidetracked.
we've come to the conclusion that mushrooms are better than alcohol in every way possible.
No drugs. Don't do psychedelics either. You don't need that crap in your
Oof.
body.
Oh, okay. Now
I mean,
you're
I'm
getting
just-
tossed now.
Why not feel enlightened, like come to these
So does
sort of
that
like
mean-
revelations by yourself? Just go.
Are you against everything?
Sorry.
You're against everything that can manipulate
Yeah.
your mind.
Personally, I'm actually straight edge.
Okay, so no caffeine.
Okay, no, caffeine. That's
Right.
So you just had a coffee just
No,
then.
but like caffeine.
Tobacco.
Against it, no, but like caffeine, it doesn't screw with your brain, man.
Ooh,
Come
Oh
on.
yes, it does.
Oh, it just makes you feel less tired. But like it's not like as in altering your psychology and shit.
Of course
Come
it
on,
is.
man.
It's altering your biochemicals in your body, which is giving you altered state of perception, and you're enjoying that state of perception. So I think what you're doing in this situation is you've chose a state of perception which is not shameable by society, and you're sticking with that. Whereas
No,
these
but
other
like, dude,
substances,
you can't compare having a coffee in the morning to wake up, or having a Red Bull at night to stay awake.
If you
To fucking smoking dope
You can,
and
if
drinking
you have to quit
alcohol
and try to quit
doing
caffeine.
psychedelics to be like, oh, I feel enlightened now. Oh, this. You're using external like shit to make yourself feel
you use
better
food.
and stuff. Come on,
You
man.
use food for nutrition. That's external.
But
You
like,
use
but like,
water
but like,
for-
no,
for
but like you're not
replenishment.
you're not having a steak. You're not having a vegan whatever to like feel better about yourself and like alleviate these psychological issues or like trauma and shit you have. Why do you need drugs for that, man? Just like face it. It's it's tough. No one likes tough things. I know I don't, but I just have to force myself sometimes. Where will that actually get me in the future? I don't know, but I know that doing shrooms and acid and popping pills and shit is not gonna fucking
Or you-
make
There is
me a better
studies to prove
person.
you wrong.
Sorry?
There is studies to prove you
When it
wrong.
comes to psychedelics and MDMA, for sure.
Yep.
There's studies coming out of Johns Hopkins at the moment that are showcasing the use of psilocybin
Oh, yeah,
for
because-
war
because-
veterans who are dealing with adverse effects of PTSD, anxiety,
Right.
and these studies are documenting changes in their psychology that have not been able to be achieved through any other form.
But it's no, because we all know that scientists and All these studies are very honest and have no ulterior motives behind them.
What ulterior motive do you think they could have?
Just medicating people more, putting them more on drugs, putting them on different pills,
But how do you
SSRIs,
how do you
vaccines, all that shit.
No, how do you control something which is a plant that grows around? What you're saying is they want to sell more substances, right? But when it's a plant that anyone can grow, how are they going to capitalize on the supply of that to sell it to people when anyone can grow?
I mean,
in their
okay,
backyard?
let's not even talk about dope, cannabis, whatever. It's legal in the US,
Yeah.
but it's like, oh, so many people are not allowed to go there. Oh no, you need to buy from certified dispensaries. Who owns those dispensaries? Marlboro and all these like big corporate companies.
Marlboro
Apple
owns
isn't
them?
taking over.
Marlboro actually like makes marijuana cigarettes, from what I've, at least I don't know if that was their plans or anything, but it's just all these like big companies that they're the only ones who can actually afford the licenses and stuff like that to actually distribute it. But okay, apart from that, it's like you're saying, okay, these other like drugs and stuff, how do you control it? Okay, if it's a plant, just don't fucking smoke it. If there's like weed there, you don't have to go and grind it up and then just
But if there's a
don't
benefit,
fucking do that. Like, sorry?
but if there's a benefit,
I think this is going to be a completely new can of worms because I don't think you can compare any psychedelic to alcohol. They're a completely different ball game, different territory, different horsepower.
But
They don't even sit in the same domain.
They do have an overlap though, using mead. They used to use raw honey to preserve psychedelic mushrooms, and that mead would then ferment, and they would create psychotropic alcohol.
Well, you can't compare that to like Smirnoff vodka, which is
Well,
that's available.
you can if you're in Bali.
Right, I think that's a completely different conversation to have, and it's a great conversation to have to debate that too. And guys and girls, drop some comments on what you guys think. Who should we get next? And don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment who you thought won. Who's the winner here?
no, it's not about who
we
won.
can have a drink later.
It's not about who won, it's about what won. Am I right?
Ah, okay, I agree.
Yeah. It's not about me, it's about not.
I think regardless of how you look at the whole situation, whatever you say in this debate is not going to sway the man that, like you said, after work likes to have a deeper relationship or friendship with his work friends, a community that brings together. Alcohol can be used in a great way. Alcohol can be then detrimental to a lot of people as well. And I think a little bit more awareness from most people that are using it is probably a good thing, but once again, you can't change everybody's mind.
Oh no, it's not about changing minds, it's just about having people know this. Yeah, be a bit conscious that when you're drinking, it's not good for you, it's messing you up, you know. Shaming does go a long way, but yeah, I'm not saying make it illegal or ban it or stuff like that, but tell people that you don't have to drink.
Cool. Rahul, thank you very much. Darcy, thank you very much. Jacob, thank you very much.
Thank you, Hammad.
We're out.